Oh my goodness, every time. Just be prepared, Shinoda. It's cool. You could be prepared. It's all good. All right. Hey, good morning. Good morning. I'm doing good this morning. I am freezing. What is the weather? It is a whopping 9 degrees. So, you know, just typical cold stuff. The kids have a 2 hour late, but I know they're going to turn it into a snow day. Hope can't go to school today. Yesterday she was really sluggish. She kept talking about how tired she was, and I asked Kendall to set up an appointment for after care, like not like an urgent care, not like ER or anything. And she kept saying her ear hurt, and I was like, dude, she has an ear infection. Turns out my little mamushka has not only an ear infection but the flu. So she's on Tamiflu and she's on some antibiotics for her ear, and she can't go to school today. Um, After she's having 2 doses of the Tamiflu, which is yesterday and today, and another dose in the morning tomorrow, she can go to school. But man, watching Hope in slow motion is the most terrifying thing. All my kids, whenever they're sick, is like extremely scary to me. I don't know if other parents feel like this, and it's just not written in a damn book. It's not written in what to expect when you're expecting that when your kid gets sick, whether it's a baby or a teenager or a toddler, it is the most like terrifying thing. Like you will pray to God, pray to the winds, whatever you believe in, to take their place. You want to take their sickness away so they're not sick. You want to hear their little sassy attitude. You want to hear them cry or yell or whatever, because them being quiet because they're in pain or they don't feel good or their body's exhausted, it hurts you as a parent. Um it's so I can't be alone, because watching Hope not do her normal Hopeisms yesterday just like about broke me. Yeah, spring is here. I was watching is it Mike Velocity? And man, oh man, did we break some numbers. Okay, let's talk about a couple numbers here, guys. Lafayette, Louisiana got 10 inches of snow. It broke the record for the largest snow from 1968. The largest amount of snow in Lafayette, Louisiana was 2.6. Let me say it again. In 1968, the largest amount of ever snow that hit recorded to date in 1968 was 2.6. It got 10 inches of snow. 10. Some of the panhandle states in Florida got like 10 inches of snow too. The only plus side of this, there's a lot of negatives. Here, there's a lot of negatives. The only plus side about them getting this amount of snow is that their temperatures warm up extremely fast versus like the East Coast in the Midwest. So their snow is supposed to be expected to start melting today, tomorrow, and be gone. Now, if you're in like Maryland, Connecticut, even parts of Virginia, and you're in the Midwest, you already know we have that illusion when the snow starts melting. We plummet back in temperatures at night. They don't have that same kind of style where it'll be like 40 degrees at night and then it's 40 degrees during the day and night, 9 degrees at night. The temperatures kind of balance out. So that's the plus. The negative is that they don't have any tow trucks to do like move the snow and salt. But because they don't expect it to be there so long, because it's going to warm up, that's a good thing. I know. Only and it's pretty cool for people that never seen real snow in real life. I remember it snowed one year in LA, and like everyone lost their ever loving mind, and everyone loved it, and it went away the next day. It melted because it was in the city, and the city that never sleeps. So it goes away. So it's it's good and it's bad. It's good. It's bad because they're not equipped for it, and it's bad because other states can't give them or borrow their cars and tow trucks. But the good thing, there's a warm front coming on, and they don't plummet into dire, like below freezing temperatures at night, meaning that they can really melt and it can really melt and go away. Not us. Not us on the East Coast. We wind up we have like false melting. They'll melt during the day and then bam, it's like 19 degrees at night. And you're just like, damn it, it's black ice now. So it's different. Yeah, well, it's winter. It is winter. Yet, the day before today's the 22nd. So 21st. Yesterday was the we're 1 month in. There's 3 months that are for each year. So now we're in the middle of winter. It's winter, but we have the storm of a century. What we've seen this week was something that's never been on books, down to the temperatures being like this or whatever. I normally when I track the weather, yes, I have a weather journal. Don't judge me, okay? um, when I track the weather, Maryland usually gets hit hard in February. That's just we get hit hard in the middle of February. And then what we also are notorious for is that when spring is coming, Mother Nature comes and hits us hard. There has been snow in Maryland at the very beginning of April, a couple of times since I've been here. So we usually get hit starting in February through March. So for us to get snow and have these temperatures in January, it was very interesting because it usually doesn't happen. Um, it's curious. And climate control is real. I hope that um, people that are in office now recognize that and get people on it and see what we can do. I mean, you can't control the climate, but we can be prepared. If the climate is going crazy like this, let's get every state prepared for the worst of the things that can happen, like having salt trucks in every state, making sure there's enough firemen in states that have fires. California. Okay. California. Let's make sure we have it. Like, you can't control the climate, but understanding that we're in these situations because of it, and getting people jobs to help enforce it, and getting the right equipment can be the difference between life and death. You know, just that's my take on it. Yeah, yeah, just one day. Can you place a link to this shop? Do you buy Corset supplies? Hold on. Bear with me 1 second. They're in Philadelphia, I think. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, they have like the coolest patterns too. You're like into steampunk theme. They have like their shop is broken down into like hardware for corsets, and then themed fabrics, and then like patterns. And they have really cool hat patterns. Let's see. It's the easiest. It is the easiest pattern company. It's just corsetmaking.com. So nothing out of the unusual. So, hey, good morning. Aw, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Walking Tall. Is They're really cool, and they have I love making corsets, right? But I do get okay. I normally don't get like, oh, you don't make this right. It's not authentic. But when people make corsets and they don't use like the boning, or they don't use coutil and all the right kind of fabrics in it, then that's when I'm like, you're not making it right. Because there's certain fabrics you need to use in order for the corset to do. That fabric does not budge. It has like no stretch whatsoever. Like, you can have two people pulling on opposite directions and this fabric is not moving. Um, but this place in Philadelphia has like everything for corsets, but they also have everything for if you want to make costumes. And like, if you're into the Ren Fair and you're like, I'm a nerd, I'm so sorry. If you're into the Ren Fair and you want to make some really cool authentic costumes, this is your place. If you go to Comic Cons and whatever and you're like into making costumes too, this is your place. I also find bag hardware in there. They don't list it as bag hardware, but I use it as bag hardware because their corset rings are meant for that tightening up. Their corset rings are stronger than the corset rings that we get from a bag maker. Sorry, bag hardware people. I'm sorry. But theirs are meant for pulling and tugging. And to me, that means I'm gonna buy my corset stuff from them because it's built to last. So yeah, just my two takes. Just my two. And they just ship extremely fast. Like, I mean, like I place my order and then there'll be like tracking number. I'm like, what? But it could be because I'm in Maryland and they're just one state over. I don't know because I feel that way about Wayback. I'll place my order and then it'll be like order pending, tracking them. I'll be like, hot damn, did the person just go through the aisles like do 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 do? Oh, it's Shinova again. I don't know. Yeah, we got some, but it just kind of stayed on top. It wasn't as big. There are the German and the Canadian models are seeing another storm coming in, and not towards the end of next week. They're saying that we're going to be in the this is so sad, East Coasters. They're saying that we're going to be in the 30s and 40s next week. I'm like, yeah, it'll be warm. It is not warm, okay? Don't go around wearing just like a hoodie. Please don't. Because my first thought was like, it's warm. Because right now it's 9 degrees. So 30 degrees sounds like heaven, right? Like, yeah, it's warm. So there is the German model and the Canadian one is tracking another storm. It's not going to be as big a storm as that we just seen, but they are tracking another storm. And they are tracking it to see hitting the East Coast. And there's another storm that is coming from going to be hitting Texas. So they're watching it right now. And I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know what is going on. The Canadians in the Germans Doppler system is blowing out the Americans. We've been missing it every single time, but theirs have been hitting it hard every single time for this winter, and it's only been 1 month for winter, but they've been on it. So if you do watch um the television versions of the news, I don't recommend it. I'm gonna be honest with you because they usually use the American Doppler, and the American Doppler is like notoriously not the best. So like I did put in mic velocity. I could put in different places if you wish. There a whole bunch of YouTubers that are incredibly knowledgeable that have all the Doppler systems, and they are so professional that you would automatically assume that they're news broadcasters. Like their voice sound like they're freaking Al Roker. Like, and they're on it. They show you different Doppler systems and what their Dopplers are expecting, and they're on it. They're very on it. And if something changes, they immediately go live and try to show you what's changing so they can help you prepare for whatever events coming. And some of them, one of them is in California, and I was afraid because he was in part of the evacuation zone. So he had friends and everyone helped immediately evacuate all his equipment, and he was doing it live in a hotel, like 20 miles away from his house. It was like he's that dedicated to his craft. And I'm just like, come on now. People need to just like, a like and a follow helps him get paid on YouTube. And he has a strong following. And he's been just right. Oh. How long did I live in California? I was born in Torrance. I lived in everywhere part of California from the OC to Inland Empire, Riverside, so like Long Beach, everywhere until I was 26 or 27, and then I moved out. And then I moved to Arizona. I lived in Colorado. Uh, I I was in Seattle for like a brief moment. I lived little places everywhere. So I love all of United States, but I do love Maryland. I don't know what it is. It's all the trees. Like you get the city life with the suburban life in one. It's like very crazy, but it's something that I really love. It's peaceful. Good morning. Hey, Shannon. Yeah. So yeah. Oh yes. Tomorrow. I was tomorrow I get to showcase a bag that I tested for. Oh my god, it is adorable. I cannot wait to show you. And your girl did it in regular fabrics. All right, so because I get told all the time that, oh, your stuff is too playful. I thought, like, if you watch me, you understand that I'm a playful person. So, but I did it in all leather, and the inside, I have it, like, kinda whimsical. It has octopuses on the inside. I can't just do something just straight up all adultish. It won't work out for me. But the pattern itself is really cute. It comes together relatively fast, and I cannot wait to show you. In the designer, her birthday's actually tomorrow, so that's why she's launching it. I had fun making it. I thought it was gonna take longer than it did, but it didn't. She was very one thing I like about designers are who are don't easily get offended when you have a suggestion. I have left groups because of you saying, "Hey, that measurement seems a little bit off," and the designer has, like, a moment. Like "How dare you speak of me like that?" But, like, this person, she's, like, for it. I was like, "Dude, if we do it this way, it's gonna be hard to top stitch," and then other people chimed in, was like, "Yeah, I don't know how you top stitch this," and the designer was like, "That's a valid point because everyone doesn't have a free arm and da da da," and, like, everybody worked it out and tried different measurements to try to help achieve for a domestic machine or a flatbed machine, and, it worked out perfectly fine, and after that and I appreciated her so much because it wasn't she really wants to make this bag so that everyone can make it, and she really wants to make this bag for everyone to love it, and she was so humbling, and it was so cool because I love designers like that because they're sometimes when we make something, we need to step back and somebody can see something that we can't see. I do that a lot even when I'm making bags. Sometimes I something feels off. I either will, like, message a friend, take pictures or video of a friend and be like, "This feels off. What am I doing wrong?" Or I'll ask my husband, "Does this color themes match?" And he'll be like, "No, dude, this color is so wrong." Because sometimes we just need a break and someone can see something we can't see. So, good morning. I remember that. Oh, yeah. I miss California for my friends and family, but the cost of living there, woo, it's, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, but I miss just being able to do things. Like I said, living in California is fun. When you live there, you have the world at your fingertips, and it's fun. Um, I miss that. I miss, like, going on trips to going to Vegas because it's only a 3-hour drive. I miss just hanging out with friends, new restaurants that have new exciting food because there's always an upcoming, chef that just came to California. But that's a cool thing because I could hop on a train or hop on a bus and be 3 hours away from New York and have that same experience, but with a New York twist. So, it's pretty cool. Um, I I have oh, no, I don't have any, wait. No, I thought I had something else to tell you. Um, no, I do have something, but I'm totally losing track of what I thought. It was something about brothers. I forgot to write it down. Like, I think it was something about brothers, they're designing, embroidery thing. They have, like, a new feature on it, and they're sending out like, notices. Sometimes we get the notices like, "Oh, this and this changed," like, um we'll get it from, like, PayPal, like, when something changes, and sometimes we just ignore it. Brothers, if you have brothers embroidery thing, pay attention because their new thing is that if you design something in their design feature and their PSE thing, they're able to take it, use it, and make it. And I was researching it yesterday because the way the message came across, it was like, "What?" And then I talked to another friend that heavily uses the brother feature for the mobile app, and it's a whole they're sending out these things talking about if you create art in there that they're, like, able to look at it, use it, see it, study it, and I'm like, "Wait, what?" So, just pay attention to that. So Yeah. That's all I have for you today. Yeah, it's like Etsy. When I seen it, because normally I ignore those. I come on now, you know that. Most people when they get those we are changing things, you're like, whatever. It's like, yeah, you're monitoring this, you're upping the fees. Like Netflix does it really slick. Netflix comes out with like a blockbuster movie, and they'll be like, oh, we're going to dollar up on like our prices. You're like, yeah, okay, whatever. You just ignore it. Um, but this one just drew my attention. I was like, what can you possibly change? And it's the art that you create in that app that they now have access to, and I'm like, "That's weird." Yeah, Etsy's yeah, Etsy is known for taking pictures, like, if I took a picture of the bag behind me, and let's say it sells a lot, right? The ads that they're showing now on the commercials, the background, like, if they'll have, like, the man m making something, but they'll have, like, background images, and they're background images of people's art in the back. So they may take your photo and just have it like flashing between the things so people can think, "Oh, there's bags there." And you don't get any income from it because you signed your life away with Etsy saying it's okay to take the pictures even when they upgrade because you just ignored the message. It's very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how they're doing it, but, like, just look at the if you do have Brother Sewing Machine and you have the mobile app, I don't know if it's the PS one, the one with the disc, it's the mobile art something. If you have that one, you do it in the mobile, they have, like, a whole new set of rules, and all the rules have to do with your art. That they have access to them, that they can see them, that they can use them, that they can study them. So and just be really cautious because Brother goes hand in hand with Disney. So, just throwing that out there. Yeah, I do have Karen. Some people do that. Some people go to me and they message me, "Can I buy it off of like PayPal invoice or whatever?" And yes, you I always say yes, but because whether they pay for PayPal invoice or Square, it's all gonna cost me. The cheapest version is Square, actually. But it's all gonna cost you. I'm definitely gonna on what I'm planning on is February 1st, trying to sell the bags through Instagram. I have a friend that was very successful last year. She posted pictures and then she has an Instagram account. And then basically when you have the picture of your bag or like that's you have a picture of this bag, you put a price, someone clicks on it and they go buy it instantly and it goes through Shopify, that goes through Square. You ship it out, you get paid that same day, bada bing, bada boom, you're done. And then they send the 1099 to you at the end of the year or whatever. And I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that side by side, Etsy and Instagram for a year, and then I'm going to come back and report to you guys. So, because I have two friends that are like, why you post on Instagram all the time? Why don't you just put a link to buy the bag? And I'm like, what? The thing is that I think a lot of people go to Etsy's because Etsy's fees, especially if you were there from, like, a long time, are, like, $10, $15, and you kinda got grandfathered in with the price. The fees for the shop is, like, $29, and to get that blue star or check, it's actually more a month. It's, like, $39, $49 a month, and and some people are afraid that they won't even sell 1 bag a month, and it doesn't cover that expense. So, I get it. So, I'm gonna do this test, and, I'll be reporting back. I could try to do like a month-to-month report. Like I can go to start in February and give you a report on March 1st and we can go month-to-month blows because there's some months that I kill it on Etsy. Like for some reason, like I'll kill it. And there's some months that it's a complete lull. Like the months that you think it wouldn't be, like March, because everyone's getting their taxes back. No. But like weird months like August, like I kill it in sales. Like it'll be like 5, 10 sales from Etsy. I'm like, it's freaking August. People are going back to school. Like what? So, we can do that. Yeah. I had a Shopify and I never had one sell. Not one. Not one. Etsy was always like, people trusted them, especially when you're at conventions, when you give your business card. the first thing people say is like, "Do you have an Etsy?" It's like saying, "Do you have PayPal?" Like everyone knows PayPal. So now people are realizing Etsy likes to screw over the little man, and they're like, "Well, how can I shop from you other ways?" So I will create an invoice on Square, and then they'll pay it. Then I can one up it. If the person really wants a bag and it costs like, I don't know, $400, $500, and they're like, "I don't have this all at once." PayPal has it where you can break it down into 4 payments, which I get paid all at once. They have to work it out with PayPal. And if they have good enough PayPal credit standing, they'll get it immediately, and they'll just take every 2 weeks or once a month the payment. And I do an invoice right then and there. I get paid immediately, and they get their bag immediately, and then they get payments through PayPal. So there's ways. When there's a will, there's a way. If somebody really wants something, there's always a way. Yeah. Etsy, there's sometimes on Etsy I just wanna, like, Hulk smash. Like, so but at the same time, like, it's the name. So I'm going to do my plan is by the end of the year to just have Etsy with no bags in my shop, but just keep it for my namesake. Just like my daughter told me to have my TikTok name just for my namesake, just in case I become I become a fancy YouTuber. My son gave me this for Christmas. He said all the YouTubers have a Stanley Cup, and this is my first one. So, um, just in case I can't become a fancy YouTuber, he said that I want to have my things for namesake because people will steal your name because they'll get people coming to the shop thinking it's you, like me and whatever. So I'll have it pay the lowest cost just to have it run there. But I can do blow for blow. I know several people that are successful on Instagram because it draws more people in because the algorithm. You might be able to see somebody see a Bob's Burger or Steve Universe bag that never even seen you on Instagram, never met you on anything, and then they buy from you, and they'll feel comfortable buying from you because you have a long history on Instagram. Like I have years on Instagram, so that they'll feel more comfortable. Yeah, there you go. I only keep That's exactly, Shannon, what I plan on doing. Just keep it but for name and drive it to the Shopify or drive it to my Instagram. Yeah, you gotta hold things like, what's crazy is my daughter's 14 and she did that. When she was 12 or whatever, she was like, "Mom, you need to get TikTok because if your name gets popular, if you get popular on YouTube, there's gonna be people that have That's So Nova or Nova's Knits, and they're gonna pretend that they're you." And I'm like, "Okay." And my husband was laughing because, like, my daughter, she's really young, but she has, like, a very business type mindset. So, that's why I have it. And it works out when people send me links, I can actually see it versus it like, telling me to go to the app, but I'm not a actual TikTok person that scrolls through it. I do watch reels and shorts. Yeah, I know a couple of people. I'm trying to see one of the people. I'm trying to see if I can get them to talk to my Patreon people sometime this quarter so that they can like ask questions in reference to that. But that's the big thing I'm trying to do on Patreon right now is break down walls, stop gatekeeping, and helping each other out with sales. Yeah, Mike, they just know a lot more than I do. I think and they pay attention to things, and they're like it's really interesting, like, Hope and Faith, when I take them to, like, to conventions, they have seen so many bags, and they know different TV shows and different genres. We have get like the top 5 bags that are gonna sell, and whoever wins, whoever gets the first sell gets to pick dinner. It's a thing. So, they have their who they think they are, and they know because of what they think is popular right now or what's in right now, and they're always on it. They're always on it. I beat them a couple times, and I'm proud of those times. There is. There's still a lot of gatekeeping, and that's one of the reasons why, and that's why I'm having my Patreon. The first one I did, I had fun, and this person explained to her how much what her highest paying bag was, and it like dropped the jaw of the people in my Patreon. They were like literally stunned, and I was smiling because I know exactly what this is what people say drop their mouth when they find out what I charge. And I don't think I charge a lot compared to some of the other people in my area who go to the same events as me charge. And because I'm always self-doubting myself that I'm not as good as certain people in my area. So it's hilarious. And were talking about organization. They were talking about time. They were giving them like when you how to price out your bag, like if you bought interfacing on, um I'll give you one tip. She said if you buy interfacing on like on a clearance or on a discount rate, when you're calculating your cost of materials, never put that you have a discount. You put their wholesale price, because if you have to make this bag, there's no guarantee that will be on discount sale again. And everybody's mind was just fucking blown. So sorry if there's little kids. I'm sorry I dropped them. It just comes out. I'm sorry. So it was like we had yeah, we have really cool guest speakers, and I have one that I'm trying to do for February, and I'm trying to get different people from different genres, not just sewists, but like different people that like have uh, successful businesses on Instagram. I'm trying to get different influencers and how to become an influencer and what you need to do in order to strive and make it in through the social media. I'm trying to break down the walls of gatekeeping. There's just way too much of it, and I don't understand it. Like our community as a whole is like literally crumbling. We're having Joanne's crumbling. We're having like brick and mortars, like the marketplace that has all these different sewing patterns from all over the country is going to be ending in April. We have so many things that are falling, and we're a small community already, and it's getting smaller and smaller because we're not going to even have a place where we can touch grass. So I want to like break down these barriers so that every single person has a chance to be the best version of themselves and teach others. That's my hope. Yeah. Yep, and you're gonna share anyways. And Shannon, I know you're definitely not a gatekeeper. You're one of the people that I really appreciate, because like even like I told you, if you don't follow Shannon's Instagram, you definitely should. She not to put pressure on her, she has like reels that look like movie trailers. Like I'm waiting for the movie to drop. Like they're really good, but from her reels, you actually learn a lot if you watch them a few times. And I'm not gonna lie, I watch them like 3 or 4 times. If you watch them a few times, you learn a lot. And then I notice people will start emulating the bags that she makes because they did watch, and she doesn't ever get like snotty, like I made it first or anything like that. It's like she'll like the bag and everything. She's not a gatekeeper. And you could tell she's not a gatekeeper by her patterns. She's breaking down walls. This is one of the reasons I told you, if even you buy people's patterns to learn, and if you buy and learn and actually read the pattern, your mind's going to be blown on how many things you learn. And that is very, very important. Shannon, not at Threadco. Good morning, Wendy. Yeah, you give credit where credit's due. I do believe in that. I don't like when people are like, "Oh, I made this," and then you knew you got it from like XYZ. Just say XYZ did it, and I and that's it. And that way that person doesn't feel like, "Damn, I taught you something. You're getting success for it, and you're not even giving me a shout out. That sucks." I mean, you don't do it to get the shout out, but I mean, I'm just saying if to be like, dude, Shanova taught me how to do this, and now I'm teaching you. So, let me see if I can pull it up on here. Remember, I'm like the slowest, the slowest person ever. Do, 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 do. Why is this always looking so? There we go. Here you go. That's her information, and just follow her, and then she has a Facebook group, she gives information, and if there's anything going on, like if she's creating a new pattern or she has a thing where she talks, like, one Thursday out of the month about just, like, life, and just sewing stuff related. She's pretty funny. I sometimes I catch her live and sometimes I don't. Um, I mean, she's there, and she's then if she's gonna be teaching at whatever studios, if she is gonna be a person that's gonna be teaching at Widgerly Stitchery, you'll get to know, and then this is great opportunities that if you wanna meet her in person, these are opportunities you can go pay for a retreat, hang out with peeps, and then also meet her. So, yes, take a picture, post it, and do your thing, and share your work, it's important. Everybody wants to see it, and I say share your work no matter if you're a beginner just learning how to do sewing a straight line or you're an advanced person that can wield leather like a magician. Show your work. We are a very small community in the grand specter of art. We're small. We're so small. We're technically kind of like a lost art. Share your work. Be kind to one another. So I'm gonna hop off and go check on my daughter because I have to give her another dose of thermoflu because she won't take it. So I have to fight with a 14-year-old for about 15 minutes. I am not. I'm not playing with that. She doesn't like taking medication and antibiotics. Then I have to make sure she eats. It's like a gremlin. I don't know. I might shine the light on her room just to see. So I will talk to you all later, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Stay warm, okay?